Can an ordinary person create a typhoon with their own hands? Of course you can. Here's how. This is a pot of boiling water. If you place a block of dry ice on each side, the cold air released from the dry ice will continuously flow toward the hot water. Why? Because the boiling water heats the air above it, and that hot air expands and rises. Its density decreases, so it floats upward. Meanwhile, the air on both sides gets cooled by the dry ice, contracts, becomes denser, and sinks downward. Right near the ground, the rising hot air from the boiling water leaves behind a low-pressure void, and the cold air from both sides rushes inward to fill it. Now, if you surround the pot with a ring of dry ice, the cold air around it will continuously converge toward the center. As it reaches the middle, it's heated by the boiling water and rises upward again and again, forming a continuous circulation. But how do you make it rotate? You, being clever, come up with the idea immediately. You gently blow air from one side, and something magical happens. The inward flowing cold air gets slightly deflected, which in turn drives the surrounding air into rotation. The swirling air begins to spin faster and faster, rising in a spiraling motion, and before long, you've created a miniature cyclone. Congratulations, you've just discovered the basic principle of a typhoon. Now imagine scaling this setup up to the size of the Earth's atmosphere. That little pot of boiling water becomes the warm ocean surface in summer, and the cooler air and water around it act like the dry ice, providing the surrounding cold source. When the ocean surface temperature exceeds about 26.5 degrees Celsius, or 80 Fahrenheit, massive amounts of seawater begin to evaporate into water vapor. That vapor rises violently, like steam from a boiling pot, reaching heights of over 10 kilometers or 6 miles. Meanwhile, the surrounding cooler air rushes inward to replace the rising hot air in the center. As the hot moist air ascends into the sky, it cools, condenses, and releases energy, driving an even stronger upward flow. The process repeats, growing larger, stronger, and expanding to a scale of thousands of kilometers. At first, all this rising water vapor might seem harmless, but because of Earth's rotation, the straight upward motion begins to twist, creating a massive rotating air column. And when the wind speed inside that rotation exceeds 118 kilometers per hour, or about 73 miles per hour, congratulations, you've just created a typhoon.